I figured I'd give us a more Klingon opening for this one. Welcome back, everyone, to the Captain's Quadrant. I'm Joe Dove, and of course, I am joined by Lieutenant Katala. Lieutenant, how are you?
I am doing well. I hear it is the Terran custom of hunting down cooked ova that are
Yes,
decorated.
correct. Yes, it is. It
Ah,
is our Easter season. It is first contact day when we remember when Spock's great grandfather met Zephyr Cochrane. So it is a big double day for here in the Terran world. We have, of course, Easter, where we enjoy taking little eggs, little chicken eggs, boiling them, and then painting them. Have the kids paint them and then find them.
and
And a
you
lot of
eat
people,
them.
no,
You don't eat the boiled
no,
eggs.
no. We
Oh,
paint them and we put them in the yard. Some people, if they're very fancy, they'll poke a hole in the bottom and drain the yolk out and use it for like batter for cake mix or something like that and make little cakes. And then have the hardened shell. They'll boil that and like to harden the shell, and then they'll paint the shell.
ah,
Yeah, it depends on where you are. Uh, and then if you grew up in an area where, well, eggs are too expensive to be painting, we get your little plastic ones at the dollar store and put little chocolates in it and put it in the yard. And then if you're lucky, you find all of them. And if you're not lucky, you have an ant farm.
you do realize that Klingons invented what you call chocolate. It is our yuch.
Oh, really?
Yes, Klingons invented yuch and kava. So your Terran chocolate and Terran coffee come from us.
Oh, wow. There is uh, nothing better than finding out all the things that you grew up on came from somewhere else and are probably better than the ones here as well. So, we're back to discuss a ship, a planet, and a food. So, it sounds like we might start off with a dessert this time. Start off with a chocolate.
Uh, I will save the best for last. The
Sounds
yuch will be
good.
last.
All right. So, let's talk
A
ships.
ships.
Yes. So, our first ship, we're going to start off with ships as we'll dive into food later as you got everyone's appetite ready for some chocolate. Or how did you call chocolate again?
Yuch. It's
Yuch.
Yuch.
Everyone is ready for yuch. But we'll dive into a ship first. We'll wet the palate with some ships. And I thought it would be a good idea to talk about something a little less known, which would probably be more interesting for the folks, especially of our Federation, learning about Klingons, our allies, and some of the lesser known ships, like a Raptor class ship.
Ah,
So, can you tell us a little bit about the Raptor class? I know it's not one of your bigger ships, not one you lead on for war, but it's got to be a powerhouse nonetheless.
the Raptor class is a small scout ship. It entered into service in the 2130s. It does not have a cloaking device, but it does have photon torpedoes and disruptors. It can enter a planet's atmosphere and attack targets on the surface. It can get up to warp 5. It's used for reconnaissance missions and raiding missions. And the Raptor is designed to operate for extended periods of up to 6 months away from space stations or Klingon planets. The crew can supplement their supplies by mounting raids on other species, meaning that in some cases, Raptors operated away from Klingon space for up to a year. So the Raptor's specifications, the length is 145.61 meters. The beam is 114.65 meters. Height, 26.72 meters. The mass is 200,825 metric tons. You need a crew of 12. And as I said, it does get up to warp 12. It is a smaller,
Warp
more
5
agile ship.
So this would be like, it seems like it's almost like a pirate ship since you're using it to kind of raid other planets.
Well, it's only used to raid planets if you're running low on food.
Oh, okay. You better hope those Klingons are well fed, otherwise you're meat, or they'll take your meat.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Now, on this ship, the accommodations to lodging are probably not that great either, since it's so small.
No, like all Klingon ships, lodging is very sparse. The captain and first officer probably have their own quarters and their own office area where they can review reports and talk to crew. There is a main galley with cooks. One's on, the other one is sleeping. The food is prepared live. There are areas to keep live targs. Of course, Gah has to be kept live and squirming. Only way to eat it.
Right. Yeah, like you told us last week. Yeah.
On all ships, Klingons do not like replicated food. They prefer fresh, and if necessary, they will resort to ration packs, which I'm sure, like most Federation people, are not the best, but they'll do in a pinch.
Yeah. So, with this small ship, since it doesn't cloak, it's still a reconnaissance ship. So how would a reconnaissance mission go on that? I mean, it's obviously like
it can go into atmosphere.
Yeah, so like if a Klingon bird of prey were to go down, it would kind of go to recover, I would assume.
Klingon bird of prey would probably descend uncloaked and land. The Raptor could probably land, and it's small enough that it could find a place to conceal itself.
Okay. So this is like, is this what you would use for Klingon first contact? Like, how would you do Klingon first contact?
I think Klingon first contact probably would be, if it were my choice, would be a Burrell. It's a more distinguished looking ship. You cannot miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, I guess it's time to talk about some planet. So
part of Kronos.
You want to talk about a part of Kronos, like the Ketha lowlands?
Let's see. Kronos is basically a single landmass. So the rest of the planet is water. So Klingon military started on ships. And back
so everybody's trained in space before on the land?
Well, before warp drive was available, probably during the time of Kalis, with the islands, people built ships to travel on the water.
Oh, okay. Like a naval vessel.
A naval ship.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere is a bit different than the Terran atmosphere. So I have Ketha province, which is where Martok comes from.
Yay, Martok!
So the Ketha lowlands are a generally impoverished region of Ketha province on Kronos. General Martok's family hailed from the Ketha lowlands. DS9 once more into the breach. In 2375, Martok expressed his belief that the High Council would not accept him as chancellor for being a common man from the lowlands.
So that's like your blue collar era.
Yes. A working family.
Yeah.
Not the elite, not somebody like Kor.
Or Gowron.
Well, Kor has imperial ties. So.
Wow. Learning a lot about Kor too.
Yes. Worf believed that Martok's reverence by the troops would force the council into accepting him, which would be the Deep Space Nine tacking into the wind. So Martok is a warrior's warrior. He doesn't sit back and send his troops in. He goes in there with them. He's laughing, fighting, and bleeding with them.
Yeah, that's what I always admired about Martok, watching him kind of lead from B side rather than the side. which I always attributed to a good leader. The ones that get down and dirty, rather than just send out minions, are kind of the best ones because you'll believe in them more because they were there with you, rather than faking it and leaving. Oh, I'll be right there, gentlemen. I just have to go to the bathroom. It's somebody that's going, no, we're getting these bastards. Let's go.
And there is a proverb that fits right in with where you're talking about getting your fingers into the dirt. That's admire the person, admire the warrior with dirt under their nails, because it means they've worked there.
Admire the warrior with dirt under their nails. Nice.
I can pull it up exactly if you'd like the exact.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Admire the person with dirt under his fingernails.
Yeah.
So admire someone that is not afraid to work.
Yes. So that's why we respect Martok so much. And now we're going to get into the food. What food are we talking about today?
Well, I'm sure most people, races, assume Klingons are carnivores.
Mm-hmm.
We are not.
Oh.
A Klingon meal can include vegetable matter.
Oh, matter, meaning it could be some type of clump of vegetation.
The jaw strength of Klingons ensures that they can eat some pretty hard fruits and vegetables by comparison to human jaws. If a better.
Yeah.
It's just that most Klingon food tends to be meat-based, with some exceptions. Vegetables and fruits almost never form the base of a Klingon meal. The basic term for fruit and vegetables is nach. This covers all sorts of edible plants, from flowering tops to roots, from the whole plant to just a seed or nut. If it cannot be identified, but it is clearly of the plant kingdom, you can call it a nach.
Nach.
Yes, N, lowercase n-a, capital H. Food can be sometimes eaten raw or unprocessed.
So, like, they would just you guys kind of pick up a potato and just chomp on down instead of boiling it, or
if you're in war and you kill an animal, you don't want a fire to alert people where you're at, so you're
just going raw.
Yes.
Wow.
And that would be called sod thol. It means raw, beyond processed. You can cut parts of the plant off, break off a piece with your hands. You can eat the food whole. And there are different styles of cooking. We love our chefs, especially on the ships, because the cooks take care and feed us, and you don't want to get a cook angry at you because you don't know what kind of food you'll be getting the next meal.
Yeah.
The different types of food would be cooking hunter's meat, the style known as wamwi, which is hunter. Hadibach is animal. A body part is coated in granulated cartilage and herbs. A specific type of part or animal replaces the word. You can also take the skin of like a targ or a skin of any animal, douse it with strong spirits like chechaluth, and light it on fire. That becomes fire skin. The challenge is to reach in and pick it and eat it without burning yourself. You eat it while it's flaming. You don't blow it out.
Oh, wow. So the mouth must be incredibly powerful.
It's the heat. You don't want, if you're a male, you don't want to get your mustache and beard.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that burn off. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
The females would probably toss their hair to one side and drop it in while it's still flaming. And
wow, those have incredible mouth durability and dexterity. I could not, because I always have to blow everything out. Ooh, hot. You'll see some.
You would have your Klingon friends looking at you like, really?
Yeah. I guess we shouldn't eat dumplings together because I get a hot dumpling. I'm like, oh,
At least it's not on fire though, so
yeah,
there's
that's
that.
true. We usually don't eat things on fire. Wow, this was another exciting way to learn more about the Klingon world, ships, food, and planets. I thank you again for joining us in this special bonus, only for patrons and audio podcast. If you are a patron, we appreciate your patronage and you're getting this way in advance. This will be dropping on audio podcast on Fridays. And if you're a patron, you're getting this on Monday. So you're ahead of the class. And Katala, we always, once again, kapla.
Kapla.
Come to Quadrant is fun. Come right now. Don't walk. Run.
Hey, thank you so much for listening and downloading this episode, podcast only, of One Ship, One Food, One Planet, an interview with Katala, Lieutenant in the Klingon Empire. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a rating, 5 stars or more. Please share with your friends, give us a like on iTunes, and if you would be so bold and want to get this early, or maybe even ask a question to the Klingon yourself, please become a member of our Patreon from patreon.com/Captain's Quadrant. You can have the ability and the right to ask questions at one of the many various tiers on our Patreon. Lots to offer there. You can also get your own Captain's Quadrant mug, as well as many other gifts available for the Transgressor top tier patron. And you can buy this series for $3.50. Will get you access to the series well in advance of its Thursday night release. So thank you, and kapla!